Welcome to Good News Week. And the big news. In the US, John Howard was presented with a large empty bowl, which is pretty much the way he left Australia. A crusty demon demonstrated the same finesse, skill and sense of direction he needs to lead the Liberal Party. And Andrew Simons went into the Guinness Book of Records for smashing 2 medium-paced balls at once. Now, here's an interesting idea from a Liberal MP. Australia should follow the American model and limit the amount of time one person can be Prime Minister. This would have stopped John contesting the last election. Just think, Peter Costello, you could have lost it. The reform would mean with 4-year terms, a Prime Minister could serve a maximum of 12 years. 72 if he was a dog. What are the chances of that? Or 12 hours if he were a fruit fly. But he wouldn't be allowed to go interstate. Fixed terms work so well in New South Wales. Everyone agrees that the Yema government should serve at least 10 years without parole. MP Chris Pearce also called for a rotation of cabinet ministers every 8 years. After all, you don't want to risk one of them becoming competent. But John poo-pooed the idea. A maximum of 12 years? That's not even enough time to say sorry. Ahead of the Beijing Olympics, China is not only cracking down on vulgar videos and songs, they're also banning ghosts, monsters, and other things that go bump in the night. Of course, in China, when something goes bump in the night, it's usually one of your relatives being executed. Thanks to an international project to barcode hundreds of thousands of species, scientists are now working on a handheld scanner which will identify any animal, plant or bug in 3 minutes. The best part is the Australian version will also have a recorded voice that goes, "Crikey, take a look at this little fella." Ow! Too early, huh? Too early? The idea is, if you spot an unknown creature, you can scan it and automatically know if it's a parrot or a shark or a wombat. Of course, it's best if it's not one of the 10 million species they haven't catalogued yet. Not surprisingly, Japanese scientists are the most eager to try the new technology and are already collecting DNA information from whales using special pointy scanners. And that, my friends, is the good news. Thank you, good evening. Tonight, with a spring in the step and a body in the boot, the baby-faced assassin, Claire Hooper. The dashing heartthrob of Australian comedy, Colin Lane. And coming soon to the Melbourne International Comedy Festival with Best of the Edinburgh Fest, from Malawi, Daliso Chaponda. And they're hiding in the bushes across the road from the evil genius, Mikey Robbins. The greatest Australian netball captain on that team, Liz Ellis. And from Triple M, the true star of Afternoons with Will and Lehmo. Lehmo! Ah, how are we all? We well?
Fabulous.
Yeah, good. Thanks for asking. Appreciate it.
Bit tense.
No.
Everyone on this side well?
Terrific.
Feeling like a team?
Yeah, totally.
Like get stuck into the fray?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what a fray is, but I want in.
He's an author. James Frey wrote Million Little Pieces.
They're also a band called The Fray, and they're shit.
Round one, then, after such fun, is What's the Story? Claire, Colin, Daliso. Eyes down for a full house.
It's the Rock of Stedford. Being rehearsed. Oh, right.
A holy fellow.
John Howard's become a minister.
And it's
That's good.
Jesus.
Oh,
They've actually got Jesus.
John Butler? No. Is that it? Right.
That is it. Maybe if you'd talked a bit less and looked a bit more. Do you need to see the videotape package again?
Do it twice? Twice
Really?
as bad?
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
I'm sorry we haven't got the technology to do that.
It looks like auditions, and maybe it's like religious idol, like, you know. But maybe the winner gets, like, painted in gold and burnt alive.
Yes, because idol worship is wrong.
It's wrong, you know.
All right, so I think this might be the auditions for essentially the Catholic Youth Week's Mardi Gras, where you get to hang out on the cross.
But
yeah,
you can't touch each other in this one.
It's a musical, isn't it? They're doing a musical of the Jesus Christ story. Well, not Jesus Christ Superstar, but it's the new kind of version where they just...
He's up, ladies
Yeah,
and
I'm
gentlemen.
up! I'm up! Jesus, I'm up!
No desk can hold this man.
This is the opening song to the musical. I think it goes something like that. Put your arms out straight, like an aeroplane. Put your head to the side, with a look of pain. And do the Jesus. And do the Jesus.
Don't forget, Colin will be replying to all your complaints personally.
They are getting very close, ladies and gentlemen. I think 10 points, an extra 2 points for getting up from behind the desk and doing that beautiful. In July, Sydney is hosting World Catholic Youth Day. Yeah, go wild. And if that won't be special enough, on our beautiful harbour, there'll also be a reenactment of the crucifixion. It's part of the Stations of the Cross, which we staged at 6 locations around the city. A bit like Mardi Gras, only instead of dykes on bikes, it'll be one honky on a donkey. And it'll end on a floating stage at Darling Harbour, where Jesus will be crucified as the disciples put on a daring display of water skiing. Normally there's a 14th Station of the Cross depicting the resurrection, but according to City Rail, that station will be closed for track work. Mikey, Liz, Lehmo, a testing time for you.
Yes. OK, that's
Marion Jones.
Richard Ings. Richard Ings. Remember, it doesn't have a full second name. and
Something being frozen.
Something being frozen.
For example.
you'd know all about this because you're a sports person and you have to give samples on a regular basis. But normally, when your career's over, they throw your sample away.
Well, actually, not even when your career's over. Normally, you would give a sample, a urine sample, and as soon as they've tested it and you've passed, then they throw that sample away, and then they don't
No,
use
you
it
pass
anymore.
and then they test.
Yeah.
Right? Like, isn't that?
So I reckon...
Hey, that was a good netball joke. I get it now. Yeah, thanks.
I've got a
No,
feeling...
I meant weeing, actually.
Pass the weed and you test.
Right, yeah, no, I get
pass
it
the
now, yeah,
ball.
thank you.
Anyway,
I remember what these shows were like now, and I don't want to do it anymore.
Anyway, look, the idea was that they used to throw your urine away, but now they'll be laying it down for years so that they can come back and test it. So, like, in years to come, they'll go, the 2002 Ellis, it was a good year.
so they actually...
Slightly woody, however.
The idea is that with future technology, they can go back and test your whiz, like, in the future.
And they're actually going to keep your whiz, for want of a more technical term, for 8 years.
8 years.
They freeze it for 8 years.
They freeze it for 8 years. It's called closing the Marion Jones loophole. Now, I had no idea that's what it was called.
There's another way to do that.
Yeah. I think I saw a video called Closing the Marion Jones Loophole.
All right, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. 10 points. Ahead of the Beijing Olympics, the Australian Sports Anti-Doping Agency is embarking on a testing blitzkrieg, with urine samples being kept in deep-freeze tanks for up to 8 years. And as a prank on people living in the future, the samples are kept in wrappers that make them look like Sunny Boys. So who'd like a piddle pop?
Could you possibly sell a Ben Cousins Sonny Boy for about $1,000 then? Yeah. That'll keep you going for a while.
Still got a bit of kick in it.
Do you know, I've been drug tested, obviously, and it is one of the most humiliating things that can happen to you.
How does it work?
Well, do you want to demonstrate?
Sure.
Hey, I suddenly like where the show's going.
You need that.
Well, you obviously need a vagina.
So, you walk into a room, because I need to get up too, excuse me, Mikey.
How come the lights are dimming?
They're dimming for everyone's sake.
So, you finish the game and someone comes up and taps you on the shoulder and says...
Oh, hello.
and says, we'll be drug testing you. And then when you...
Let me just get rid of this. Yeah, sure.
And then you go into a change room and you have to pull your netball skirt... Well, it's all in one, so you have to pull it down.
Paul, I'm going to need a bigger desk.
All right, so
the worst thing is, assume that position again, is when the drug tester goes like this.
Stop saying that. What
They come down to this height to make sure it's like that you don't have a false bladder or something in there.
And you're saying no flowers,
you can
no
stand up now.
chocolates,
You're finished.
do they ever call you afterwards?
There are so many drug tests, the IOC is thinking of making it an Olympic event at the Winter Olympics. So be on the lookout for the women's cross-country tinkle and the men's snow calligraphy. So after one clean and sober round of Good News Week, the Hooper team are on 12 points, the Robbins team on 10 points. During the break, as we had our Botox injections, both teams were given 3 clues to a recent strange but true story. Hooper, Lane and Chaponda have kente cloth.
They stole that from my mother.
Sorry.
On behalf of the Australian government, I apologise for the theft. And please transport this back to your mother in your homeland.
And on behalf of Brendan Nelson, I'll have that back.
We also have
Yes.
a hypodermic.
Do we have to supply the drugs ourselves?
Now, if these were the needles that drug takers used, then people wouldn't step on them, would they?
And finally, we have this.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about for you. On a personal note, to any Australian women watching, I'll take butts in all sizes.
Interesting. And Robbins, Ellis and Lehmo got a pacifier.
That's done.
Also, also
Wow.
as a, well,
Even Mikey couldn't fit that in.
not my mouth.
A blue curtain.
Oh, that's what I saw at 6 o'clock this morning.
And this.
Give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Give me land, lots of land under starry skies above.
Say what?
Don't fence me in.
All that strange but trueness later in the show. To start round 2, a game called 3.5 Corners. A quick look at some news of the world you may have missed. Ms. Hooper, are you ready?
Yes.
In Fiji, what did the government do to an Australian newspaper publisher?
They sent him home.
Yes.
They sent him home.
Without lunch.
Yes.
Deported him back here, yes, you're right.
Deported him.
In
You-
California...
You were sign languaging. We can't tell her?
You can do
Yeah,
anything you
tell me
want.
the
Can I
word.
just say it out loud?
It's better when he mimes.
This
He's
show
pretty
has
when
no
he
rules.
dances.
I don't know if
Come
you've
on.
noticed that.
Okay.
In California, what will happen if Michael Jackson doesn't repay a $26 million loan?
They'll take his kid.
They'll repossess the bouncy castle.
Very close.
Repossess
They'll
it all.
take Neverland.
Thank you very much. Neverland will be taken.
And they'll give Neverland to Madonna for all the kids which she adopts in the next few years.
And Michael Jackson will watch the footage from his prison cell and cry.
He wouldn't be crying. He'd be very excited.
Excited that there were children back in Neverland enjoying the wonderful bounty of that place.
Yes. That's what I meant.
Not getting a rock hard on what he does.
Every time he does that, his nose falls off.
In America, roughly what proportion of the population are now in prison?
What should be or what are?
What are?
A
What are?
million out of every 100 million.
10%.
That's 1%, actually.
1% is right. I'm going to give it to you and pretend Daliso didn't say anything. In Paris, police have been shocked to discover violent turf wars between gangs of what?
Oh!
I love the energy there. That was good, wasn't it? The energy was good.
Violent ladies, girls, violent girls.
Should be more of them, I say.
Yes, there
Bring
should,
them.
Liz.
They're walking around just winging
In fact,
cups.
Maybe.
In fact,
And throwing them at each other.
10 points. Paris police have been shocked to discover the existence of teenage girls' street gangs. I quite like it. Who take on each other with sticks, knives and tear gas, although the fights can't start till they find the sticks, knives and tear gas in their handbags. Adolescent violence has increased 140% in just 5 years, which has authorities very concerned. What they're most concerned about is how to get these violent girls to join the army so the French can have a half-decent defence force. Yes. The French! They blew up the Rainbow Warrior. Ready to visit 3.5 corners, Mr. Robbins.
Yes, young fella, my lad. Young little...
They've got 10 points up. It's hard to beat. In England,
Yes, mate.
which 80s pop star has pleaded not guilty to a charge of false imprisonment?
Oh, that'd be Boy George.
Oh, it would be.
He chained the guy to his wall, didn't he? He got the...
Nothing wrong with that.
Really?
He got the cool guy over, and what do? You chain him to the wall,
Who
and he
hasn't
gets in
done it?
trouble.
Who hasn't done it?
It's the only way to get someone to listen to his last single.
In Japan,
Yes.
what did scientific researchers do with 10 tonnes of unsold whale meat?
They gave it to kiddies. They took it around to a primary school and said, it's happy, happy, traditional whale time, boys and girls. Rolled it in hundreds and thousands, they went for it. Yeah, it was known as fairy blubber. Which used to be my drag name.
I was 1 second behind you on that one.
Keep going.
In Italy,
Yes.
what luxury item
Yeah.
are counterfeiters now producing?
Popes.
Come on.
No,
The mafia, they're making Ferraris.
Yeah, fake Ferraris.
They're fake Ferraris.
They are right, ladies and gentlemen, fake Ferraris.
basically, it's just a Volkswagen with a bit of gaff tape and some cardboard on the front.
In Switzerland, a company which makes food for campers and hikers has created what?
Food. Actually, no, this is an idea that is so repulsive. You get a little bit of sick in your mouth when you think about it. It's called cheeseburger in a can. And bizarrely enough, it is a cheeseburger in a can.
They have it, ladies and gentlemen, 10 out of 10. In Switzerland, a company which manufactures food for campers has made a very exciting breakthrough. Cheeseburger in a can. So tasty you could eat it. It's so handy because after you've eaten the burger, you can throw up in the can. And they've got a new portable instant form of French fries, which they call the potato. Cheeseburger in a can has even solved a 30-year mystery. Elvis is definitely dead. If he was still in hiding, he would have come out for this one. The Hoopers are now on an unbelievable 22 points. The Robinses, 20 points. Up next, Magazine Mastermind. Good evening and welcome to Magazine Mastermind. Earlier this evening, Colin was given a magazine to study and memorise. He now has to beat the clock and answer as many questions as he can about that fine publication. Shit.
Got it. Got it.
Our first contestant is Colin Lane. Your special subject in Magazine Mastermind tonight is Volume 3, Number 1 of Collecting Bears and Dolls. Your time begins now. How is Australia's rarest Shirley Temple doll described?
Crazed face and crazed eyes.
Her surface is crazed, her glass eyes have glazed. Her original...
willy-nilly dress is not there anymore. And then under the kilt, there's a... She's... Hello.
Are we working against the clock here?
Oh, clock? Is it
yeah, there's a clock. There's a clock going mad at this point in time.
I thought it was Millionaire, where I waxed lyrical about, you know, what the answers was. Well, I was thinking that Shirley Temple...
Where is the detail that makes this doll so rare?
Under the kilt!
Thank you very much. He has 1 point, ladies and gentlemen.
What about the crazed eyes?
I couldn't be bothered.
Couldn't be bothered. Well, maybe I can't be bothered.
You did very...
Maybe this show is a farce! The chopped-up taping that goes for 4 hours, you nip it down to an hour, even then you're struggling! People are kept here all night. Who wants to be in the studio locked up because they have to listen to your wobble?
And sadly, there goes the only point you've made so far. To the uninitiated collector, what's surprising about Barton War's cut Bruno bears? These buffhead beauties are indeed Australian.
Yes, they're from Hurstville in New South Wales, 7 Cornell Avenue. Have you got that on your piece of paper?
Sadly, I haven't. What are Peggy Nesbitt's greatest secret?
Greatest secret? She used to be a doll.
Could it be perhaps the whimsical sailors of the Cunard shipping line?
Sure.
OK.
1 point for you.
1 point. Did you read this magazine?
I read all the bits that you told me to.
What? What does Kerry Mannins describe her decision to send all but 2 of her dolls to auction in the early 80s as?
She insane. It was a madness, regretful.
All the words are almost there.
What does it start with?
A momentary
lapse of insanity.
Yes.
A momentary lapse of
flight. A momentary flight.
Flight of reason.
How about a momentary flight of insane
madness?
Thank you. What happened when Kerry saw her treasured Therese
This doesn't
doll?
spin, this chair. Channel 10, they could afford a spinning chair, I reckon.
And you think one attempt would have actually taught you that? It does go back, however.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's nice.
It does. But it hasn't got wheels, no wheels and no spin.
No spin.
Yeah,
But it
goes
back.
back.
Yeah.
And then comes forward again.
If you wanted to ruminate on some of these questions, you could just go, oh.
Yeah.
Sadly, we are playing against a clock somewhere. What happened when Kerry saw her treasured Teresa doll in an antique centre?
She just went, oh my God, that used to be mine.
Yes.
That my mum gave me, and it was dressed exactly the same.
And her husband
her husband paid a lot of money, too much money for
it.
So she could take it home.
Thank you very much. Uncanny. And at the end of your round on collecting bears and dolls, you scored 7 points. Unfortunately, you missed out on the bonus question worth 100 points. How do you make a teddy bear? And the answer, take off his teddy trousers. So, Colin Lane, many thanks.
God bless.
Thank you. Our second contestant is Liz Ellis. Liz was given a different magazine to study and memorise. Your special subject in Magazine Mastermind tonight is the latest issue of Earth Moving Equipment Review. Your time begins now. Why is publisher Kurt M. Quambosh excited about Earth Moving Equipment Review?
It's the first issue.
Right! That's how it's done! Describe New Holland mini excavators.
They have major pulling power.
Thank you. I'll dig it with maximum pulling power. Yes!
Maximum pulling power.
What's number 1 in the 11 secrets of the millionaire tradesman?
Get off your tools.
Complete the sentence, old fellas, please. Complete this sentence.
Get off your tools.
Oh. Say it again. Say it again. Complete this sentence. On the new Bobcat grader, laser mounts are integrated right into the mould board.
So that the moulds can be mounted and poles erected.
For the quick and easy mounting of the receiver poles.
That's close. A receiver pole and an erection pole are pretty similar.
Maybe it's time to consider a different approach if you want what?
To get off your tools.
Seem to be stuck on the old getting off your tools.
Can you run the question by me again?
Yes,
please?
of course. Maybe it's time to consider a different approach if you want what?
A better forest cutter, fern cutter,
Very close.
finger cutter, or something. It starts with F.
Different results from your...
Different results from your forest mower.
Oh, you're so right.
Someone's going to tell Lehmo, this is easy.
What does Brisbane's National Expo offer tradesmen and women?
The ability to try and buy and... try and buy and... What does it offer to men and women?
Save.
Save.
On all the latest
On all the latest tools
in Australia.
in Australia.
It's getting freaky now, so no point for that one. And at the end of your round on Earth Moving Equipment Review, you scored 7 points. Unfortunately, you also missed out on the 100-point bonus question. What's the difference between a backhoe and a front hoe? And the answer, $100 an hour. So, Liz Ellis, many thanks. The Hooper Group are now on 29 points. The Robbins Mob, 27 points. We call this next game Upcut. On the board, 3 scrambled headlines. To take the points, all you have to do is unscramble the headlines. Mr. Chaponda.
Got Chaponda. This is like fridge magnets, no fridge. Okay.
OK, for you, foreign ABC vultures sailing $272,000 plane bash in Mugabe's Beijing eye. 3 headlines there. Solve the riddle.
first one's easy. Well, Mugabe, okay? Mugabe, bash. Mugabe's bash.
Vultures, I like it.
272,000, okay? Because Mugabe had a birthday bash, his 84th birthday, cost a lot of money. Now, you see, because I'm African, I have some inside information. The actual reason why it cost so much money is he insisted that all the white icing was scraped off the cake and sent back to the bakery. That's not acceptable! Aha! I've got it. Okay. Vultures
I'll hold that for you.
in plane. Sequel to the popular movie Snakes in a Plane. Okay, it's a plane in Beijing. I have too many words. Okay.
Well, it's well constructed as well, which is always good to see.
Oh, no, I've got it. Beijing. Okay. ABC. No, I've got too many words.
You're very close there, you're very close.
Okay, vultures in plane was clearly wrong.
Foreign vultures in plane. Foreign vultures in plane.
That's good, that's
Foreign
good, that's
vultures
good.
Foreign vultures at IABC. Can that be it?
Foreign
And then-
vultures, ABC.
IABC, yeah, they want to take it over.
Yeah,
Come on, you're very close. You
The
are.
IABC sailing.
No, come on.
Beijing in a plane.
Come on, that's it. That's it.
Beijing in a
Oh,
plane.
the excitement's incredible, isn't it? I've never been so excited.
Beijing in plane sailing.
Yeah, we got it.
Added bonus points for the ladylike fashion. Getting over the bench here. Just...
The headlines were plane sailing in Beijing. Oops.
well, that's not bad.
Foreign Vultures, IABC, and Mugabe's $272,000 bash. They do have it right, ladies and gentlemen, 6 points. Yes, everyone's favourite despot, Robert Mugabe, celebrated his 84th birthday recently with a party that cost $272,000 Australian. Now that's 3 trillion Zimbabwe dollars. Inflation in Zimbabwe has reached 100,000%. Before the party, Mugabe said he didn't want people to spend a fortune on presents and insisted guests only buy gifts from the $2 million shop. Inflation is so high, a single cigarette costs $500,000. Luckily, people in Zimbabwe can just breathe in the rich, smooth flavour of burning farmhouses.
You can laugh! You're allowed to laugh!
When they gained independence in the 80s, their dollar was very strong. Since then, it's plummeted, which Mugabe blames on a Western plot to destabilise his country by leaving a dickhead in charge. That's good as well. That's good. Ready for some upcut Lehmo?
Love some upcut.
Take your place at the board, please. Teenage WASP police woman warning plague faces want same power of one party. Unscramble those 3 headlines, have some fun.
Hang on, wasn't there a police album in the 80s? Or something not so forced?
There we go. Teenage police want wasp faces because they're young and they're not scary enough, and they figure with wasp faces, yeah, good to fight crime with.
So close, sadly.
Right. Warning! Woman plague!
Quick, run away! Very slowly.
And Bryce Courtney's parties are really boring, and it's the power of one party, same. Right, I'm assuming none of these are right.
Well, plague would go with wasp.
So plague with, plague
and wasp.
Be a catch, Lehmo.
Taken.
Wasp, plague.
Power wasp plague, they're the scariest wasps. Teenage wasp plague.
Teenage wasp plague.
Warning wasp plague, I'd say.
Warning, wasp plague, righto, because it's good to be warned about that.
Teenage woman power.
Oh, actually,
So close, so close.
Power
woman.
Police want faces. Police want faces.
Police want same
Police want
faces.
faces.
power woman.
Police want woman faces.
No, police.
Power woman faces police in a cage fight.
Okay, hang on. Party of one. Corey stands alone.
Actually,
You're on
one
the right
party.
track with that one. You're on the right track.
It's the
One woman.
One woman, same faces.
Kate Blanchett.
Thank you very much.
And the thing, yeah.
Nice.
Right, so it's going to be teenage party.
Come on, you're getting there. you're
Ninja
getting there.
Turtles.
Power, haven't got ninja or turtles. Police.
Police warning.
Party warning.
Party warning.
Police?
Oh,
do with
no,
police?
actually, warning wasp plague. What about that?
Yeah.
Right, so that leaves power,
Power party police, get them down.
power teenage party.
Come on, you're almost there.
Oh, power teenage party want police.
No, they're not.
No.
Power
Almost.
Who wants
because that's how you get the publicity with the cops.
And where does OV go?
Of
Warning of.
Warning of wasp plague.
Warning
warning of wasp plague.
Warning of wasp plague.
Right, and then
police-
police want
Police want
teenage party power.
Yeah.
The headlines were warning of wasp plague, one woman, same faces, and police want teenage party power. In the last 3 months, out-of-control underage parties have had more exposure than Corey Worthington's nipples. So Victorian police now want to control the parties by bringing in a permit system. Gee, a party with an official permit from the cops. Sounds cool. But you will have to provide details of the event. So, if it's a barbecue, make sure you write pig on a spit, not the other way around. Another strategy involves putting teenagers like Corey into a medically induced coma until the age of 29. Over there, 35 points. Over there, 34 points. The gap is closing. Strange but true is next. Yes, it is time to put those strange but true clues together. Claire, Colin and Daliso, you had the cloth. Ooh. The hypodermic.
We've got the hypodermic needle. Hypodermic Burton needle.
And we also have...
Oh my God, Becky, would you look at her ass?
Oh my God, it is so big.
She looks like one of those rap guys' girlfriends.
Yeah.
I like big butts in the cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a girl walks in with a nippy-dippy ring and a lightning in your face, you get sprung. Wanna hold up tough when you notice that butt is stuck. E to the G she's wearing. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. Oh, baby, I wanna get with you and take your picture. My homo try to warn me, but I told you don't make me so horny. Yeah!
Daliso, Chaponda.
I shouldn't have become a comedian. I missed my calling.
So what's it like being a comedian from Malawi?
It's great. I'm not allowed to stay in places for a long time.
Really?
I have to keep going out of countries every few months to make sure my visa's okay and then come back in.
Is that the only reason you come to Australia?
Yeah, they allowed me here. I'm going to be here for a long time. They don't know that. So I probably shouldn't announce that on national TV.
As long as the people that make border security aren't watching, we're okay.
Exactly. It's okay.
So, the cloth, the hypodermic, and that wonderful haunting refrain.
I think what they're doing is they're sucking the fat out of big butts in Africa and sending it to models who need the fat. And it's sort of like payback for the $1 a week, you know. So we send you fat. No.
Who hasn't wanted to give a model the fat?
Yes, people are actually plumping up their bottoms because gentlemen do like big butts. And so bottom plumping has become the latest cosmetic fad.
Yeah.
Why the cloth?
Or maybe it's that the African butts made this a fad, and so now other people are trying to mimic it.
Yes, they have it, ladies and gentlemen. In West Africa's Ivory Coast, a new dance craze has spawned a black market in treatments claiming to increase the size of your bottom. The craze has been inspired by the hit song Boo Baraba, which is also the sound a big bottom makes every time its legs take a step. In local markets, you can even buy bottom enhancer injections for about $2 or the entire net worth of Zimbabwe. The real losers here are American tourists. 1 minute you're partying in West Africa, the next you wake up in a nice bath with half your ass missing. Mikey, Liz, Lehmo, you had the pacifier. We also have the blue curtain.
Oh, peekaboo! Like some sort of weird flying nun thing.
And
Give me land, lots of land in the Don't fix me in. Give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fix me in. Thank you.
what's it all about?
Well, you don't know what it is.
Yep, Lehmo's across the
I
front.
reckon babies need to pull themselves together and stop making horrible noises.
This would indicate an aeroplane. And
Really?
Yes, as in first class and where I sit. On the captain's knee. And
I think there was a survey and they asked people if they wanted people with babies to sit in a separate section of the plane on long-haul flights.
they'll be separated lactating and non-lactating.
Separated, but why would... I don't understand. Why would you want to take a baby with you on a flight anyway? Because they can't read maps.
Yeah, mate, babies have to travel too.
Well, just leave them, have a massive creche at the airport and just check your luggage on the plane and check your baby into the creche, and then when you get back, buy them some cigarettes or something, and then duty-free.
Actually, no, or even better, just pop them in his luggage and pick her up in the carousel.
I've got to stop you. I particularly liked you, Liz, during that. After all the madness and mayhem and chicanery that's been going on, you actually stopped Lehmo and said, "Hey, Lehmo, babies sometimes have to die."
Well, I just wanted Lehmo to remember that babies... babies are people. I don't like babies, but you got to remember they're people.
They're people, Liz, but they're people who can't remember what they've done. Like, it's not as though they sit around in kindy going, "Oh, God, Venice was amazing." I don't know why they're smoking.
Yes, they have it, ladies and gentlemen. A new survey has found Australian air travellers want passengers with babies to be segregated on overseas flights. In the survey, 81% voted to put babies in a separate area. Most people said the wing. Things have got so bad, the in-flight demonstration now includes what to do in the event of a crash.
And in case of emergency, does that drop from the overhead?
But 16% said everyone deserved to be treated equally. That's right. Even a screaming baby on a long-haul flight is more popular than Brendan Nelson. After the break, the final round, the ultimate round, dirty, sexy, fast money. It's Good News Week. It's Good News Week. This is the final round that brings home the bacon or falls in a big hole. I can't quite remember. Right, dirty, sexy, fast money starts now. Which band will headline next week's Grand Prix concert?
Santana.
Thank you very much, Kiss. I'll take Colin's answer. Santana.
I don't know.
Santana? Who's
What
Santana?
were Kiss called before they were Kiss?
Santana.
Anybody?
Snog.
No? I'll give you the second word, Lester.
Screaming Lester.
OK, Wicked Lester. No one gets it. Name the public holiday in the ACT today.
The Queen's birthday. Day.
We're the diamond. We are the diamond state.
Canberra Day.
Canberra Day it is. Congratulations. Canberra Day.
What is a Canberra?
Day. What a day is Canberra Day.
What is Canberra? What is
Who cares? Exactly.
Is it a kind of cheese?
I like your attitude. You go to Canberra, you go round and around and around. It's a magical place.
Somebody said in Canberra that there's a lot of people with limps because a lot of people are very depressed and they try and kill themselves by jumping off buildings, but the buildings aren't high enough.
Actually, no, seriously, the most important thing to remember if you go to Canberra is never take a shit in the morning, so you got something to do at night.
I'm going to defend... No, I won't. What set off the fire alarm in New South Wales Parliament House recently?
Fire.
Smoke. Burnt toast.
Cigarette.
Pizza delivery.
OK, anybody?
Hot carpet sex.
Anybody?
Cupboard burn. Cupboard.
Someone doing burnouts in the car park.
So close! I was so close!
Can you give them a round of applause for... whatever that was. My eye's twitching. Stop it. Just let me finish, and then you can throw everything at me in the green room if you'd like. Just 1 second. So, in the House of Pain tonight, Claire Hooper, Colin Lane and Daliso Chaponda scored a monstrous 49 points. Whipping Mikey Robbins, Liz Ellis and Lehmo on 47 points. Remember, 10.com.au/GNW is the place if you'd like even more Good News Week. Extra footage, behind the scenes, you can even put a cast in your pod if you like that sort of thing. So we say, Happy Canberra Day, and leave you with the good news for the week ahead. Tomorrow, Rupert Murdoch turns 77 and his party will cost a bazillion Zimbabwe dollars. The plan to segregate babies on planes will go horribly wrong when they're assigned to the cockpit. 71-year-old John McCain now only has to overcome 3 obstacles to become president: Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and staying alive until the election. With his popularity at 7%, Brendan Nelson can no longer count on his own support and will secretly plot to stab himself in the back when he least expects it. And George W. Bush will finally reveal the dance move that won John Howard's heart. Good night.